everybody, and welcome back to the Debbie Kershaw Knits channel here on YouTube. This is a channel all about the love of knitting. Hopefully we can get some inspiration together, get some tips together, and have a look at the projects and things that we're all working on at the moment. So today I'm going to have to talk about mending, unfortunately. I have snagged my jumper. Look at that hole. This is a really lovely 4-ply jumper that I've knitted, and as you can see, with different colours on the sleeves. I was using up some scraps. It is something I just made up, actually. Just made it up on my needles. Absolutely beautiful, a gorgeous green. But out walking, I snagged this on a branch. So I thought this is quite a good opportunity to make a mending video. Not that I wanted to, but... And what I'm going to do, I'm going to try a bit of an experiment. I'm going to have a look at visible mending. And I'm quite inspired at the moment by the Sashiko, hopefully I'm saying that correctly, method in Japan. Now I know that's a sewing method, however, what I'm going to do, I'm going to darn over this hole. I'm going to use the weaving method, so it gives us quite a flat surface. You will be able to see that. But then over the top of that, my plan is to do some nice stitching, Sashiko style, and see how that comes out. I've got no idea if it's going to work, but I'm going to video myself doing it, and let's see, shall we? So if you're interested, stick around. Let's take a look. So here we go, guys. Let's see if we can do this. I've got my darning mushroom here, and I've got some grey yarn that I'm going to use for this already in my needle, in my darning needle. Of course, you can use like a tennis ball or an orange. You don't have to have a darning mushroom. I just happen to have one because I'm going to do a practice. Now, this is my first time darning. I'm going to come clean with you, so I'm not expecting it to be the best in the world, but let's have a go. So I'm going to start a little way away just to come up and leave a tail to weave in at the end. And I'm going to come a couple of rows out from, a couple of stitches, sorry, out from the hole. I'm going to anchor that first stitch with a little stitch to the right. Here we go. And then I want to follow the line along the same row and start creating the warps. So I'm going to follow the line across the same row, a couple of stitches out from the hole the other side, and then I'm going to go in there and anchor it there. And that's my first warp across. Yeah. So I'm going to carry on now on each row and create the same warp across. That's it. Obviously we don't want to pull it too tight, start distorting the shape of the garment. So just use your judgment there. Is it a bit loose, a bit tight? Pull it forward. And now I'm going to continue up. Anchoring myself here. Making sure I'm on the exact same row on the other side. And going across. So we're starting to fill the hole in a little bit here. A bit tight there, so I'll just pull that across. There we go. Wonderful, so we've got something to work with now. So now I'm going in the opposite direction. I'm going to anchor the wall, but then what you want to do is weave in and out of those warps that you've just made and create the weft. So I'm going to anchor myself and then take the needle under the first one, then over the next wall, under the next one, and just weave it in and out. There we are. There we go. Yep, it's definitely starting to cover the hole. Okay, it's not the best, but it's not too bad for the first time darning. I've not really had a hole to deal with yet, so this is the first one. Oh, very good. It's starting to cover now. Here we go. Yeah, I'm quite pleased with this. Yeah, here we are. Okay guys, so let's see what we can do here. I have got my tapestry needle threaded with some white thread, and I'm going to go 2 stitches to the side of the hole, each side, and then a little ways down from that hole, just eyeball where you think it would look good to work. And I'm going to come in and up, leaving a tail to thread in after. You can just see my practice one peeking out there on the left. I practiced on another part of the jumper to see how it looked, and I liked it. Okay, so I'm going to anchor that in now just by going through 1 stitch. And what I found works best is to do a straight stitch, is to go over 2 stitches. So I won't be going into the first hole, I'll be going into the next hole, the next stitch, 2 stitches up, and then 2 stitches under, so there's 2 little bars there, and bringing it up. I did try with 1 stitch at first, but it just disappeared into the garment. So through trial and error, I think the 2 stitches are looking quite nice. Okay, so I'm going to continue that, go up 2 and then under 2, to hopefully get a very similar size of the running stitch. So although this is Sashiko inspired, it is really just a plain running stitch or a slow stitch, which was also inspired from Sashiko, or borrow. There we are. It's disappearing in a little bit, so I'm just going to tweak that out. Maybe that was a bit too tight, that one. So just keep your eye on the tension of it. I'm going to go up past the hole, but then I'm going to go to the side and just anchor it there. So that's my end of this line, anchoring it down there. Then I'm going to miss the next stitch and go across to the second one. So we're going to leave a row, as it were, and go across to the second one, because I want to put another colour in that second row. I'm going to use some orange, which I had left over from the sleeve. So there we go, I've anchored that there. And now I'm going to do the same thing, come down 2 and then go underneath 2. But what I'm trying to do now is not to start in exactly the same place as the first row of stitches, so that they stagger a little bit. I just think that makes it a nice effect. Now where we will have a little bit of an issue is over the darned portion, because I won't have those lovely lines to work with. So I'll just have to eyeball it when I get there and do the straightest that I can. But it is, of course, a visible mend, so we're allowing ourselves a little leeway there. Here we go. coming down to the bottom, another 2 stitches, 2 up. And then I think I might anchor it. Let's see how it looks. Yeah. I'm going to anchor that and again miss the next row and go up to the one on the other side of that. So I'm leaving a row for the orange. Yeah, it's coming out quite nice, I think, actually. It's looking quite similar to my practice one here. The reason I've done a practice one is because I thought if I have a mend up in the top left corner, I can come down another couple of times, put one there, and then come down to the hemline and put one there. So it looks like a nice pattern falling down the jumper rather than just this one-off piece over the mend. Yeah, I'm quite liking it. So I'm going to continue now. I've got 5 rows of white and then 4 rows of orange, which will go in between these white lines. Okay guys, so before we continue, I just want to take a short time to talk about Sashiko and the origins of it. It emerged in Japan out of the need to mend clothing, and we shouldn't really forget the origins of Sashiko. It is Japanese. It does inspire us, and the mending we are doing today has been inspired by that. Thank you. Let's come back now. So I've finished off my 5 lines of stitching. As you can see, they're not dead straight. They're certainly not as straight as this because they are going over the woven mend. However, we are still covering that mend a little bit. It is a visible mend, obviously. So now I'm going to be taking my orange down the middle of this one's. So I'll just put a little thing there. I'll start below it. Leave a tail for sewing it in. So I'll just anchor that there. And come up to above. So what I've done on the other one is try to stagger them a little bit so that they're not in the same place, if that makes sense. So I'm starting it a stitch below where I would have started that one. Okay, so same principle. Sorry, let's get that in your thing. Same principle. Come up through here. I'm going to go 2 stitches in and then come 2 stitches so I can find the 2 bars underneath. Can you? I don't know if you can see that. Can you see that 2 bars? If you have these 2 bars, you know you've gone 2 stitches along. Okay. Okay, 1, 2, 1, 2. 2, 1, 2. Yeah, we just make sure our tension is not too tight. We don't want to lose them, let them get embedded and we can't see them. The whole point of it is it's a visible mend for decoration purposes. 1, 2. Let's see what I did there. Yeah, I went a little bit further up, so that's fine. I'm gonna do one more and then anchor it. Okay, that's my anchor. And now I want to go to, not this one with the white, but the one across. And the same principle, 1, 2, 1, 2. There we are, coming along nicely now. 1, 2. Now this one I'll just have to eyeball it. Somewhere there, won't it? Okay. Don't have the stitch to guide me now, but I'll just have to eyeball. That looks good. Do the best we can do. over the woven part. Now we're getting into the realms of here. Where do we think 2 would be? 1, 2 would probably be about there. That looks quite good to me. It might be a bit of a longer stitch, but actually over that, oh, it's looking quite nice now. It's hiding that grey a little bit there, isn't it? 1, 2. 1, 2. Terrific. I'm pleased with that. Okay, so I'm going to carry on and do the other 2 rows in between this white with the orange, and we'll come back and show you how we're doing. Okay, I have finished this particular section and I'm quite happy with it. Now it's not as straight as my practice piece where there was obviously no hole and no need to try and darn. Probably if I was better at darning I would have a better square. However, I'm more than happy with my stitching, my slow stitch or Sashiko inspired. Very happy with it. And I've got one here now in the middle, and I'm thinking, so let's have a look. This is the top of the jumper. It's hard to get it all on camera. That's where my hole was. I've put a practice piece in the middle there just to sort of echo that. And I think down here by the hem, here's the hem of my jumper, down here by the hem, I will put another one of these stitching patches. I'm calling them patches. Obviously they're not patched, but because that I think will balance out and look like it's a different design. And then I can happily wear my lovely oversized 4-ply sweater that I took a long time making. All right, so I'm going to go and do that, and then I'll show you the whole end result. So I'd like to thank you very much for watching. Please do give us a thumbs up if you liked the video. And it would be great if you would become a subscriber. I'm going to be bringing you more tips and inspiration as we go along. So here I am with the final jumper, out for a walk along the Rochdale Canal. Show you the bottom bit there. There we go. I'm very happy. Thank you once again and see you next time.